Hello, everybody, wherever you may be. My name's Larry. My call sign's Kilo 7 Hotel November. Welcome back to my shack here in Northwest Oregon. This is Ham Radio Live, show number 120. I'd like to ask you first, please hit the subscribe button. Subscribe button will help people that might have an interest in ham radio to find the channel. We have important news today's show. Plus, we try and bring reviews of products and help people get on the air. There's a lot to this channel, so please hit the subscribe button. We don't monetize. You won't see any ads here. It's designed to be listened to from the very beginning to the very end without having one skip ad button. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Hey, it's a good day whenever it's a Friday. It's the 8th of January, 2020. It's Extra Friday. Haven't done an extra show for a few weeks because the holidays. Holidays were, Fridays. So Christmas and New Year's both on Fridays. Yeah, so this first one of 2021. And again, excuse the way the mouth is enunciating, still recovering from the surgery. We'll get there. We're getting closer now. First question on the extra we'll get to in a second, but I do want to tell you some very important things about FCC fees. This is really important. If you're thinking about getting your license, or if you have a license and you want a vanity call sign, now's the time to get it done. Really, because fees are going up, but not as bad as they would have been. Thanks for the thumbs up. That's always nice. Thank you. Okay. Fees coming up for the FCC in the United States are going up to $35 if you want a vanity call sign or to renew your license. That's $35. So $35. It was going to be $50. I don't know if you know that. Originally, the FCC had proposed for new licenses or license renewals of $50. That was fought really hard by ARRL and many ham members throughout the country, and the FCC removed it down to $35. However, there is a change. If you want a vanity call, you can still get it free, but now's the time to act. Get that vanity call sign application in, try and get that right away, because otherwise you're going to pay $35 for it. Now, no changes for new licensees, okay? $35 for your license. That's your FCC cost. If you go in with no license, okay? Say you have no license whatsoever, but you've studied real hard. Let's say you want to go all the way up to extra. You've worked very, very hard. $35. You don't pay $35 for each level. I verified that with Josh at ARRL. He said, nope, it's $35. Period. If you take your license, you pass multiple ones, it's just $35. Thanks to Josh at the ARRL for that. We tag the ARRL on every one of our shows that we do for people who might have an interest in the hobby to get into ham radio. Just take a look in the description section of this video or any of the videos that I've done here. You'll find the link. Thanks for coming. All right, let's get to the extra questions. Extra Fridays. Hello, Johan. Barcelona is in the house. Johan, always a pleasure, buddy. Always a pleasure to see you in Spain. Man, I never lose sight of that. We'll go into the mailbag here in a moment, too. Got some nice QSL cards to share today with you. All right. First extra question for Extra Friday. Which of the following describes authorization or licensing required when operating an amateur station aboard a U.S. registered vessel in international waters? All right, so you're on board ship. You've got a ham radio. You want to use it. What's the authorization? That's any FCC amateur license. Just make sure you tell the captain of the ship you want to do it, okay? Just to do the right thing. That's the best thing. But the following is authorization to use your radio aboard ship. That's it. But please get the okay from the captain. Don't be sitting on deck with some piece of electronic gear and some giant antenna and all of a sudden be calling CQ. It may not look too good. All right, next question. Next question. Oh boy. What's meant by local control? A, controlling a station through a local auxiliary link. B, automatically manipulating local station controls. C, direct manipulation of the transmitter by a control operator. Or D, controlling a repeater through a portable handheld receiver. Answer is C. C. It is direct manipulation of the transmitter by a control operator. In layman's terms, local control means just using your radio. That's all it means. What's local control of a radio? It's the person that's turning the VFO, but more importantly, clicking the transmitter, where it's a microphone, CW paddler, a keyer, or your FT8 or your digital modes. That's local control. Okay. Next question for the extra. What is the amateur satellite service? It is C, a radio communications service using amateur radio satellites. That's it. There's amateur radio stations all over the U.S., all over the world, everywhere. They just circle the earth, and you can work them. It's fantastic. In fact, on the Geochron, it has a way you can show them, So you can see all of the amateur radio satellites going over, plus the ISS. I know Robbie from the channel from Ireland always tries to check the ISS for their SSTV downlink. Pretty cool stuff. What you can do with that. By the way, first amateur transmission on an amateur radio satellite, believe it or not, was Dwight David Eisenhower, President of the United States, back in 1960. That was the first one. Okay. What's the orbital period of an Earth's satellite? This one's easy. Just take a look at the question. What's the orbital period? Well, it's the time it takes for the satellite to complete one revolution around the Earth. That's an orbital period, start to finish. Okay? The time it takes for the satellite to complete one revolution around the Earth. Jonathan, thank you. Very kind. Getting there. Man, it still hurts. Oh my gosh, I was up. I was sleeping in 2-hour increments last night, but we haven't done an extra show. I just had to do this. It's too important. Thank you for your kindness, Jonathan. It means a lot. Next question. What is the name of the signal component that carries color information in NTSC video? Luminescence? That's A. B, chroma, C, hue, D, spectral intensity. This is an Italian term. Chroma means color. Chroma is color, okay? That's the name of the signal component for NTSC video when you're trying to send video via ham radio. Yeah, you don't just have to talk. You can do television or send pictures, but chroma is the color. That's how it all works. Next question's on the extra. What type of transmission? This is kind of interesting when you think about it, because I think this is one of those questions that just kind of, I don't know. I think for some people, spread spectrum can be a little bit gnarly, okay? What type of transmission is most often used for a ham radio mesh network? And this is where spread spectrum is actually okay. It's for use way up on the microwave bands, 2.4 gigahertz. Yep. That's where you'll find ham radio mesh networks, right up there. So 2.4 gigahertz. On your extra exam, if you see this, look at mesh, go to spread spectrum. You'll have the answer every time. Stephen's here from the UK. Good evening, buddy. Wow. It's good to see you, Stephen. Thanks for coming, man. Good to see you. Extra Fridays here. We'll see if we can cobble through this one. Believe me, it's still weird. I'm learning. I'm trying. Oh, well. Next question. Let me kind of get it up on the screen for a second time, as they say. Cut 2. All right. Here we go. What do the letters FEC, as in Foxtrot, Echo, Charlie, mean as they relate to digital operations? All right. So you're sending a digital, let's say, I don't know, let's say you're working Hellschreiber, Olivia. What type of, coding works with these so you make sure it works properly? FEC means forward error correction, all right? So when you're sending signals back and forth, there is a forward error correction code built in that if, say, an S looks like, say, a D or an A because it's close on the keyboard, it's going to try and correct it. So it's forward error correction. Kind of think of it like your cell phone, right? Your cell phone, most cell phones have that ability to do spell correct. It's kind of the same thing. It really is. Text messaging, by the way, started with ham radio. I don't know if you know that. The origins of text messaging began on the ham bands. True story. Next questions. This is a weird one. What do Hepburn maps predict? And it's not Audrey Hepburn for folks who like old movies. Hepburn maps predict the probability of tropospheric propagation. Now, tropospheric propagation is an interesting theory. It has to do with high frequency transmissions, meaning that like microwaves, line of sight stuff, can work like up to 190 miles. It works through the troposphere. So the signal goes up, it bounces around through the troposphere. And Hepburn maps help you determine when that's possible. So if you take a look online at a Hepburn map, you can see the probability of being able to make longer distance QSOs on the upper frequencies. That's what it's there for. Yep. Next question, what is transequatorial propagation? Kind of in the same mode here in a way. Transequatorial propagation is propagation between two mid-latitude points at approximately the same distance north and south of the magnetic equator. All right. So when you have a easy for me to say, right? Transequatorial propagation issue. Let's say, for example, you're in Ecuador, right? And you're working east, okay? You might be able to, say, for example, contact somebody that's in, I don't know, Mali or Chad or Sudan, Saudi Arabia, could be Yemen, something like that. It travels over the equator. That's transequatorial propagation. Just remember, it's contact between 2 points along the equator. Easiest way to remember that, all right? Extra Fridays here on Ham Radio Live. Next question. Why does the radio path horizon distance exceed and of course it goes up to why does it do this? My magnification goes up a brilliant 9,000% in the middle of the question. I'm sorry. Why does the radio path horizon distance exceed the geometric horizon in layman's terms? Why does the radio frequency transmission go farther than you can see over the horizon? That's really what this means. Okay. Why can you transmit farther than you can see? Okay. Now there's some interesting options here. E region skip, D region skip, downward bending due to aurora refraction, or D, downward bending due to density variations in the atmosphere. This is one that'll throw you, okay? Radio path horizon distance exceeds the geometric horizon because of downward bending due to the density variation in the atmosphere. So think of it this way. Up high where we don't see, the atmosphere bends along the Earth's surface, okay? We only see about 11 miles. If we were for flat land or by the ocean, you've seen about 11 miles to the very edge of the horizon. But the atmosphere is up higher, right? Goes farther. So because radio waves travel into the atmosphere, they will go farther. That's technically it. Norm Worldwide, thanks for being here. November 1, Lima Tango Foxtrot. Thanks for being here, Norm. It's a pleasure. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. All right. Extra Fridays. Try and do extra questions to help people only on Fridays here. Which of the following is an advantage of using an antenna analyzer? Okay. So like a little Zoom or MFJ or some other analyzer compared to an SWR bridge, which was the old way to do it, to measure antenna SWR. All right. The answer is B here. Antenna analyzers don't need a transmit source. That's RF. They don't need an external RF source. Antenna analyzers just basically take the antenna and measure the resonance. That's all they do. They don't need to transmit into it. That's the beauty of them. You don't need a transmitter. All you need to do is just test it. Antenna analyzers are brilliant. By the way, patented by Martin F. Jew of MFJ. True story. Next question. Oh, did I mess you up, Norm? Sorry, man. This oral surgery messes me up. Sorry, November 1, Tango Lima Foxtrot. My apologies. Sorry, Norm. All right. What's the effect of excessive phase noise in the local oscillator section of a receiver? Okay. Local oscillators, especially, they're found especially on super heterodyne receivers. Why? Because when the radio signal comes in, it's mixed into 4 phases. All right. It is the reference frequency plus the frequency that you're on. So think of it this way. Center frequency, and we'll go over this real quick. You have your center frequency and you have your reference frequency. All right. That's always there, stable. Okay. there's other components to make sure that your frequency stays stable. Your carrier or your center frequency stays stable on a superhet. You have the sum of the carrier frequency and the reference, plus you have the difference, okay? Those four areas. So carrier or center frequency, the reference frequency, the difference of the two, and the sum of the two. On a superhet, the reference frequency helps stay on carrier, or on your signal, based on the difference of the two, always. Okay, always. Now, there's oscillators that help to really tone that in, like OXCOs or TXCO oscillators. Those are brilliant at helping it really stay locked on frequency. Difference is OXCOs are oven baked and they have a little higher tolerance to them. That's it. But when you're dealing with a super heterodyne, in this question for extras, the effect of excessive phase noise in the local oscillator section of the receiver, which is at the beginning, this is at the beginning of that incoming chain. It can cause strong signals on nearby frequencies to interfere with reception of weak signals, okay? So it can cause a little bit of trouble with your receiver, okay? That's on super heterodynes, okay? Or hybrid SDRs, same thing. The ASU 101, the ASU 10s, they're hybrid SDRs. The new Elecraft K4 HD, as the dogs go off, because there's probably a delivery here. It's probably a ham radio item, too. That's too funny. That's probably a ham radio item. We're going to be doing so much stuff here. You have so much fun. I hope you love the shows coming up. I do. We're going to really put the SDR Play DX through its paces, not only for HF, okay, like yesterday we did, or 2 days ago, I guess. I couldn't do a show yesterday. It was too hard. We talked about loops, right? If you've got a single receiver, like say, you've got your Icom 7300, right? It's only got one antenna input. You're still okay. You can buy one of these, put a loop on it, and they got a second receiver. It's so cool. You've got your 7300 or your FTDX10, right? And you've also got the SDR DX right there too. So that receiver plus your 7300 or your FTDX10, you can control it by cat control through this little brilliant wonder, which we're going to go through. This is the MFJ 1708 SDR. Oh my gosh, we're going to have a ball. We'll have fun with that. Plus the Wellbrook loop shipped from the UK yesterday. So the Wellbrook, we'll have fun showing about how great you'll hear on a loop. All right, next question. Whew, we're paddling through this as best we can. What does a third order intercept level of 40 decibels mean with respect to signal receiver performance? This is a key stat for receivers. Key stat. You'll see it on Sherwood's list. You'll see this on ARRL. Okay. This is what causes IMD, intermodulation distortion. Okay. And so you don't want that. That's a problem. So the better a radio is, the less it's going to have this problem. Okay. So here's the answer. C, a pair of 40 decibel incoming, so decibel signals, will theoretically generate a third signal. Okay. So two will make kind of a merge of one product with the same level, meaning the same output as the input signal. So in essence, it makes a third 40 decibel signal merged with the other two. That's IMD. That's why the third order intercept level means a lot when you're talking signal performance. It's why you look at Sherwood, look at that IMD issue. It'll help you determine how sensitive the radio is, okay? And how selective too. It makes a difference in both cases. 4 more. Here we go. Should be 4. Which of the following signals might a receiver noise blanker be able to remove from desired signals? A, signals which are constant with all incoming frequency levels. B, signals which appear across a wide bandwidth. C, signals which appear at one incoming frequency but not another. D, signals which have a sharply peaked frequency distribution. I'm going to give you a practical answer here. One that even someone that's not licensed will understand. Something a noise blanker can help to remove from desired signals is B, signals which appear across a wide bandwidth. Have you ever seen an SDR when a lightning strike hits it, right? Intensity jumps up and the white line goes down. Noise blankers help to lower that or help to mitigate it. Won't eliminate it altogether, but it will help. Things that take care of a wide area of bandwidth, noise blankers help. They're not just for like ignitions of old cars and stuff like that from the old days. It's not like that. No. Lightning, that's a great example of something a noise blanker can help you with. And it's why they're still on radios today, by the way, too. Something to keep in mind. You think about it, the old points and condenser ignitions expired a long, long time ago. Yet noise blankers are still on radios. Think about that. All right. What's the result of the Q of an impedance matching circuit? Loops are high Q antennas. Okay? When you increase the Q, the matching bandwidth goes smaller. Okay? Your bandwidth matching is decreased. So when you have a high Q, which is typical with loop transmit antennas, for example, the bandwidth that you're matching for SWR gets very narrow. Okay? For example, maybe you're at 7150, all right, and you're trying to transmit. You're not really going to see a whole lot past about 7 kilohertz each side. So 7 kcs each side starts to disappear. That's because the high Q of the antenna just can't cover all that area. It makes it narrow. The bandwidth that you're working on a loop antenna is high Q, therefore it's a narrow bandwidth that you're able to use. Doesn't mean you can't go over to, say, 7190. Sure you can. Just go to 7190, retune the loop, and away you go. That's it. Okay? Next question. Last two. What logical operation is performed by an exclusive NOR gate? So the NOR gate, okay? And there's NAND, there's NOR, okay? NOR is logic 0 as its output if any signal input is logic 1. NAND means logic 0 if both signals are logic 1. There you go. NOR and NAND. Or it's logic 1 if both are logic 0. NAND or NOR. So NOR means or. It produces logic 0 at its output if one or the other is logic 1. That's the best way to describe it and remember it. NOR, one or the other. Okay? We'll go quickly with this. I've got one more after this. Where on the load line of a Class A common emitter amp would bias normally be set? Is typically halfway between saturation and cutoff. That's the answer for that. Class A common emitter amps, usually you want to tune them about halfway. That way you're not going to get distortion and it'll work just fine. I do have a last question. I want to get to it. It's too important not to, okay? Last question revolves around yesterday's show, or 2 days ago show, sorry. Which of the following describes the construction of a receiving loop antenna? It is a large circularly polarized antenna, true, but it's not circularly polarized, it's just circle. B, a small coil of wire tightly wound around a toroidal ferrite core, nope. C, one or more turns of wire wound in the shape of a large open coil, yes. D, a vertical antenna coupled to a feed line through an inductive loop of wire. Remember, we're talking about a loop, therefore it must be round, okay? And a loop antenna is not typically just one round loop. It's typically a loop within a loop. I don't know if you know that. Many loops are outward and a small loop in the middle. That's how they work. They all transmit the same. Outside the loop, so loop, if you're looking from the edge like this, right? Goes this way, right? Like a wheel. But when you're looking at it straight on, the null is right dead center. That's how loops work, okay? So if you have a transmit-receive loop, it's going to transmit this way. It's going to null out noise straight in the eyeball of the center, okay? Hi there, Savi. Whiskey 1, Sierra Alpha Victor. We have worked together. What a joy it is to see you. Happy Friday, my friend. That's good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Open up the mailbag real quick. Got a couple of nice QSL cards I want to share with you today on the show. And thankful to the folks that send them. I love hearing from you guys, both on email, QSL cards, your comments on the shows. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm honored by that, and I want you to know that. First of all, Kilo November 4, Kilo Yankee Zulu from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. This is James. James, thank you for the QSL card. I'll treasure this. I've got my QSL cards made. I just need to get them printed. I've designed them. I want them printed. I'm working on it. I'm trying to get a picture of Mount Hood on mine. It's a beautiful mountain that's close to me that it'd be a really beautiful thing to share. So I want to thank James for this. Beautiful, kind contact too. Triple H Net, 4M Contact, thanks, 3333 on our Signal Reports. This is on December 10th. So thank you very much to James Sturdivant from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Man, that's a joy. And this one I loved getting to. This is from my buddy. This is Steve, Kilo Echo 6, Delta Oscar Alpha. It says in the back, thanks, Larry, for keeping ham radio alive. Wow. I don't consider myself that big, but thank you very much. Wow. It was very cool to be on your live show. 73, Steve. Nice contact. Using a stepper IR DB18 antenna, 1,000 watts out. That's why he was screaming in here. What a signal. Wow. Let's take a look at the rig real quick. We'll see if we can make a quick contact on 20. We'll try try to do CQ calling today. We'll see. 5 p.m. Pacific in the North American time zone. That's 0100 Zulu on Saturday, technically. But we'll see if we can do it. There's a lot of work that's been done in here. We'll see. Let's take a look at the rig. We're on the Icom 7300. Just a few more shows here with this. We're going to move to the K4 next, okay? Or K3 next. Pardon me, K3.
You're a pretty good copy here too, right now. But you're going up and down there. So
That's quite a bit of QSB. I'll do a better copy than that if we can. Let's scan. Let's see if we can maybe find something a little stronger than that to work. Somebody in here. No. 40 is pretty slow. Or 20, I mean 20 is pretty slow.
exams. Yeah, I mean, it's probably pretty easy for you. Well, I was a high school teacher for 35 years. Physics and chemistry.
Oh, Frank, thank you, man. That means a lot to me. Thank you very much. It's very thoughtful. Never thought it could ever happen. Ever. Thank you. Savi, always good to see you.
2004. That's almost 17 years. It's almost hard to believe, but time.
Now here we brought the noise down. The RF gain was too high. Brought the noise down, made it more legible. Let the RF gain work. Let's take a look here real quick. Let's see what 17 looks like. Bring down the reference a little bit. Less noise again on 17, 15, 20. Really have a heterodyne noise here. Nasty. Hold on. Just knock it out. That's all you do. Nice notch control in the 7300. Easy to use. Without noise reduction, with it, I think people ask where I run my noise reduction here, usually right about 6, 4 to 6. Here's the difference. A little too high, I think, on this, so we'll be at 4. Boy, it's nasty. I was hoping to go back to it. Sounds like a DX call. Someone next door. Let's listen. See if we can say hello. Somewhere around here. Add the second preamp. Just running 100 watts here. Okay. Definitely having some more dog noise, and hold on. Trying to make this a good show for you guys.
This brand new amplifier is still under warranty, so I don't have time to babysit equipment. I have an automatic antenna tuner as well. And everything, I run my stuff full speed. If it's gonna break, it's gonna break, alright?
Kilo 7 Hotel November.
Okay, hold on. Hey, Gary, standby. Standby one. The braking station, go ahead.
Kilo 7 Hotel November.
Okay, Gary, you copy the station? Yeah, that was Kilo 7 Hotel November.
QSL, that's correct. We're doing a live YouTube show to show people what ham radio looks like on YouTube. Wanted to just say hello to both of you from Oregon.
Hey, very good. Yeah, name here is Gary, Kilo 0 Mike Delta Radio. I'm located in central Kansas, and Jim is located in central Florida down there, and he is a KA0HDJ.
QSL, well, thank you guys. Don't want to hold up your QSO. Just wanted to say hello to you real quick. I'll give you a 73. The show will be on YouTube on a channel called Ham Radio Live. So I'll shoot you both a 73. Kilo 0 Mike Delta Radio and Kilo Alpha 0 Hotel Delta Sierra. Kilo 7 Hotel November from the Northwest. God bless you and thank you.
Kilo 7 Hotel November. I only have you with about an S2, but I have no noise today, and your audio is fantastic. I would give that a 5.2. I mean, your audio is right on top of that. It sounds great. And hey, Jim, can you pull him out? Okay, standby one guy. Kilo 7 Hotel November. Kilo 7 Hotel November. This is Kilo Alpha 0 Hotel Delta Juliet. Correct me on your call sign, over.
Yes, I've got Kilo Alpha 0 Hotel Delta Juliet. I've got you at a 5.6. 5.6. Great signal here into Oregon. And Greg, you are a 5.7 to 5.9 here in Oregon. Great signal. Beautiful audio.
Yeah, but do I have your call sign correctly? Kilo 7 Hotel November, over?
You are correct. It is Kilo 7 Hotel November.
Roger. Okay, that's good enough. This way I can punch it into KIZ to keep in touch and at least know what day and time we communicated. So thank you very much. Even though I'm transmitting, I always hear between transmission, if any station try to call in, I can still hear them. So have a good day. Nice meeting you all from the state of Oregon on the West Coast. And have a good day, over.
QSL, thank you both. Nice to meet you. Running 100 watts here out of the DX Commander Tri-Band Vertical. Great antenna. Love it very much. So, guys, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to meet you both. 73 to you both in the very best. Kilo Oscar Mike Delta Radio and Kilo Alpha 0 Hotel Delta Juliet. I'll send a copy of the show to both of your emails from your QRZ page. 73, God bless you guys.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, back to you, Gary. Over.
All right, we'll cut that here. Hold on.
Hey, hope to catch you out there again soon. 73's my friend.
Nice guy.
K7HN, K0NDR. Hey, it's your turn, Jim.
Very nice guys. Very nice guys. Okay, let's get back to my ugly mug for a moment. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. So we weren't running any power there. One to Kansas and one to the state of Florida. I'm going to just check that real quick. I do know the audio was a little harsh there for you folks, and I apologize for that. Sometimes it's just the way things are, but, you know, it was nice to be able to make it work, right? We got it done, and you guys got to hear the QSOs. Nice for two QSOs there because, you know, you get a chance to get that done and be able to make it work. I like that. That's always nice to do. So one of the things I enjoy about ham radio, I think the most, is meeting new people. And there are two in that one. So for that QSO, it was pretty darn good. Enjoyed that very much, meeting both Greg and Jim from the state of Florida. Well, Jim in Florida, and was it Greg in Kansas? That's not bad. Not bad at all. And again, that's running on the DX Commander all-band vertical. And I just have 3 antennas on it. That's all I've got. I just have 3. And I'm going to say his name wrong. It's James Sylvester, but the name of the town he's in is in Point Siana, Florida. So, Jim, nice signal, nice station. And Gary in Kansas. Let's take a look at him real quick, just to get an idea. The first one, Jim in Florida, it'd be about 2,600 miles. Gary, his call was Kilo 0 Mike Delta Romeo. And that QSL was a good one. That was all the way to Minneapolis, Kansas. Yes, there's a Minneapolis, Kansas. Nice guys. Ham radio's fun. That was on the 7300, running 100 watts on the DX Commander all-band vertical at 30 feet. Worked well. Let's take a look at your comments real quick, and we will daddle out of here, okay? Michael, good to see you. 73 Dominican Republic in the house. Hotel India 3. Mike Fox Romeo. Welcome to the show, Mike. Good to see you. Thanks for being here, buddy. Wow. Savi is here. Oh, yeah, I just saw you're over one. Thank you very much. Daniel's take a look. Larry, how many years better propagation are we going to get? I know we're working our way up in the bottom. Yes. 11 years is the total cycle. So that means the next 4 to 5 years are going to be, 5 to 6 almost. Brilliant. Getting better for the next 2.5 to 3, then it'll slowly peak off. But the next 5 to 6, good time to be in ham radio, Greg. How's you doing your test? Interesting. Trouble hearing the West Coast most times. Hector, good to see you. Oh, Hector, thank you. That means a lot. Thank you. I mean that very much. Gunther in the house from Germany. Hi, Gunther. Thanks for the video, man. I saw it yesterday. I was like, whoa, where'd this come from? You honor me. You do. Savvy, didn't you hear me in Southern California? It's just the way propagation works. Pretty good east right now from here. So, yeah, it's nice to say hello to them on 17 meters. We'll try and come back with a show later on. I can't guarantee anything. This was brutal. So it's hard for me to talk a lot. And I know my enunciations are really bad, but I'll get there. I will. Just give me a moment, some days here to heal, because I certainly need it. Gary, hi from a very snowy Yorkshire, England. Golf 3, Whiskey November Radio. What a treat. Ken, nice to see you in the UK. Got to make that call, man. I really want UK so bad. So bad. I made one call to the United Kingdom. It was on the North Island of Scotland, and they never confirmed. I was so bummed. I was like, no. Anyway, welcome, Ken. All right, we're going to wrap the show in a bow. Thanks for being here, everybody. Ham Radio Live is not monetized. We don't put any ads here. Front to end, you can listen to the whole show and hopefully enjoy it. We just ask you subscribe. That's it. I don't do it for any other reason but to help people get on the air. This show is a Friday show, therefore it's an extra Friday. Help people get that amateur extra license in the U.S. Remember, licensing fees go to $35. If you want a vanity call sign, get that order in now before the FCC brings the prices up. It's free to get an amateur vanity call sign now, but not for long. Pretty soon there'll be a $35 charge attached to it. So get that vanity call sign quickly. How's it feeling? Horribly right now. It's been too much talking. Yesterday, no joke, I just watched television. I didn't talk. I just literally vegged all day. And then I thought, man, it's Friday. Extra Friday. Need to do CQ calling show. I don't know if we could do the second one, but this one was most important because it helps people get on the air. So thank you. Scott, Colorado. Late, but here as well. Thank you, man. You're a good friend. Hope you're studying. I hope it's going good. Okay? Keep working at it. We want you on the air, Scott. That QSO is going to be, when we make that QSO, I'm going to take, I always put push pins. I think I've told you that before, guys. I use like a push pin on my map. Okay? Just take a little push pin, right? Scott, when we do that, I'll put Colorado blue on yours, okay, from your state flag. Yours will be a special one. Same with Great Britain, man. That's going to be, I'm going to make that one with, like, you know, the British flag, man. It's going to be the British. I'm so excited to make that call. Anyway, love ham radio. You guys, thanks for being here. You honor me by being here. You really do. It's a pleasure to do the show for you. Thanks for coming. Until next time, thanks for watching Ham Radio Live. My name's Larry. My call sign's Kilo 7 Hotel November. Until then, God bless you and have a wonderful Friday. Bye, everybody.